this video, I will take you on a journey from this to this. This is the Axoloti core. It is the main component of this project. It looks like a flimsy little PCB with some I/O, but it is a powerful synthesizer in its own right, similar to the Nord mod or the organelle. I've grown to like it very much. Shout out to Johannes Tailman. I start by taking lots of measurements while trying to envision the final product. Many of my measurements were off by small but noticeable margins, so having a prototype enclosure preceding the final product was key to the success of this project. Next, I begin soldering components onto the Axocontrol board I ordered from Thonk. Sourcing components was intimidating, and the buttons I ordered were too short, so I needed to order suitable replacements. All the other components I ordered were just fine. Soldering this joystick was almost as much fun as soldering the 40-pin header. Now it's time to solder the 40-pin header onto the main board. It came out a tad bumpy, and I would source a different part with longer pins next time, but the results are sufficient. And now more measuring, drawing and planning. I love all the little drill bits. Here, I am punching in guides for drilling. My soldering iron was very useful for all sorts of heat-based cutting. It was much easier to control than my hand drill, but ventilation became very important. Stinky ABS plastic. It is also toxic, so be responsible when working with these materials. I drilled the holes off screen. The prototype is looking good-ish. There are many noticeable flaws. Still, this is a large step forward. Now it's time to start making holes for the I/O. After burning some guide holes into the plastic, I drill them out off screen. Followed by copious amount of filing with tiny rasps. God, this is taking forever. I frequently place the PCB back into the enclosure to check my progress. It looks like we're getting close. I am not worried about the scuffing, for two reasons. 1, this is just a prototype. And 2, the final product will be lacquered and painted, which will cover up all the light scratching. I've noticed here that my buttons are far too short. I will need to order taller buttons, and desolder these ones from the board, later on. Now I have my prototype. There are some obvious issues, most notably many of the holes are slightly out of alignment, and also, the holes I drilled for the LEDs are pointless, since I opted for an OLED screen, as opposed to 4 individual LED lights. Testing the ribbon cable for size. It's a tight fit, giggity. Later on I found that many of those individual cables were superfluous, so I ended up using about half the cables you see here. Now, we are cutting out the window for the OLED screen. Done. Now, let's use the prototype to create some guides for the final product. I used cardstock paper for this step. This is where we are going to correct all of the prototype's alignment issues. Looking good so far, but a bigger hole is needed for the joystick. Here, you can see how badly the prototype was aligned, in certain areas. I am properly ashamed. Let's move on. I've just drilled out the holes, off-screen. By the way, I am using a standard, cheapo cordless drill. Black & Decker to be precise. I will use my files to carve out the window for the screen. Again. This part took forever. I didn't want to use my iron for cutting the final product because the heat can cause excessive warping. Not done yet. Holy fucking Jesus, the goddamn thing fucking works. Time to tweak the OLED window some more. I've got to get it just right. Let's play Spot the Beer Can. If you can identify all of the frames with a beer in it, you win a prize. Your prize is, I get another beer. Hallelujah. Let's clean up the PCB a bit, and then we will remove the short buttons and replace them with the new, taller buttons. That bitch, cray. Time to solder the 40-pin header onto the Axocontrol PCB. So satisfying. Time to cut the I/O on the final piece. I was nervous about this part, so I avoided it by working on the OLED window some more. This was so flippity-flipping tedious. I must be some sort of a masochist or something. And there it is. My I/O panel. Those MIDI port holes are slightly off, but they'll do. Time to make some holes in the bottom to secure the core PCB. Yay! It's colorful. I would do this part differently next time. I scorched the screw holes on the core PCB. It's fine, but how could I be so careless? How could I be so careless? Look at the precision on that SD card slot. Fucking perfection. Bow down, scrub. I still need to carve some material away from the I/O so everything fits, but I am basically done carving now. I also had to troubleshoot the buttons. But the problem was just a loose cable. No biggie. Great job, Steve Areno. Now it's time for a couple coats of Tamiya model paint and it'll be ready for the showroom floor. And there you have it. My amazing new, one-of-a-kind synthesizer. Thanks for watching. Now, let's jam on it for a bit, so you can see what it sounds like. Thank you for watching. Like it, share it, tell your mum about it. Bye bye.